Namo Vishnu Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paskatya Deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. So our seminar continues. How to open a Krishna Conscious Center in the Western world. Leaders in Krishna consciousness are known for their humility. Best example is Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada himself. Next best example is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. If you read his songs, this utter humility he exposes there. Same you can find in Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. It just goes on. Vaishnavas are very, very, very humble. And if they do something good, they will always say, oh, this has been done by my Guru and Krishna. Has not been done by me. So humility is a very, very crucial part in this process of Krishna consciousness. That humility is endearing. It is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of love and wanting to deliver the true love which comes from above. Therefore, sometimes even younger devotees are not very humble. They may get puffed up about anything, even just after they get the second threat. They would think, now I've become a Brahmin, now I'm a very special human being. Or they become a sannyasi, or they become a temple president. So this is very, very dangerous. There's true danger in accepting positions. What to speak of accepting the position of the spiritual master? This is such a dangerous thing. Srila Bhakti Rakshita Maharaj said, it is a noble attempt, but it is at his own risk. So, we have been warned and we have been recommended and encouraged simultaneously, both from Mahaprabhu himself, from Prabhupada, from Sridhar Maharaj. So how can we harmonize these things? Positions such as temple president, such as temple commander, such as leader of anything is very, very important. People ask, who is the leader? That's the first thing somebody asks when they come to the temple. Who's in charge of this? Who is the one who is holding the flag high and saying, yes, we are going all the way to the end. Come with me. I'm standing in front of you. And that's what the spiritual leaders do. With all due humility, that's what they do. It's more even. Sometimes you have to give positions to local leaders in their different areas so that they will be respected by their community. So it is simultaneously very sweet and necessary and very dangerous, because if you feel that you are better than anybody else, if you feel that you have a right to utilize somebody else, then you're wrong. Therefore, our acharyas, they've always stressed that the leader is the one who serves the supposed to be under his charge. That's a very essential point. We have seen it. Our gurus have said it. They have called their own disciples representatives of their Guru Deva. And in this way, we have a wonderful example there. There was a saying, they asked Jesus Christ, who will lead us after you will leave us? And his answer was very interesting. He said, whoever wants to be a leader in the future, he should become the servant of everybody else right now. So you shouldn't wait, oh, I'll serve you when I become your leader. No. We should always be the leaders of the others by serving them. That is the way of being. So therefore the leader gets up the earliest, he gives the good example, he comes to class, or he gives the class, he encourages, he teaches others to give classes, he teaches others to take responsibility. Without people taking responsibility, like we are talking, starting a center of Krishna Conscious in the Western world. So the first question is, who's going to be in charge? Now, you, because you want to open one. So it's up to you. Now, how are you going to go about it? How are you going to motivate the people? Prabhupada didn't tell anybody that he was a leader. He behaved like a leader. Srila Prabhupada once told me, you don't demand respect, command respect. Behave in such a way that people will naturally respect you. Don't say, hey, I'm the senior, I'm the older, hey, you have to respect me. This is very embarrassing. This is not appropriate. So, the positions and humility, how to combine them, is essential. It's very essential. And in order for something to grow, you have to train up more and more leaders. So you have to train up a quality of sevakas who are ready to sacrifice themselves for the cause. Only somebody who's actually sacrificing himself for the cause will also be able to be a leader of the others. That goes hand in hand. That is the most appropriate way. So, in my own spiritual endeavors, I have requested many people to take high responsibilities, to become sannyasis, maharanis, in charge of Vishnu Priya ashrams, temples, farms. Even I'm requesting many of my friends, heartfelt friends, to continue the mission which my spiritual master inspired in my life, to continue that as humble sevakas of the truth. That is very, very amazing attempt. And we know that we cannot do this attempt because only Radharani, she can decide who can represent her. And this is the message of a spiritual teacher. He represents Srimati Radharani. So how can anybody dare to represent Srila Prabhupada, Srimati Radharani, the Guru Parampara? This is a mission impossible. But for Krishna, there's nothing which is impossible. That is the wonderful thing. And often I think about it when I go to some forlorn places. No Vaishnava has ever been there and done anything. I say, if we do not have local devotees taking responsibility for the people here, then nobody will be there, and there will be no spiritual life, and there will be no center there. Therefore, this is necessary, that we encourage people to risk their neck. That is risking one's neck. Then when you take responsibility over the life of others, because the others are Vaishnavas, And you're not supposed to neither abuse nor use Vaishnavas. You're only entitled to serve Vaishnavas. If you can understand that, then you're very lucky and you're very protected. As a matter of fact, when there are leaders who are actually servants of the devotees, then the devotees will become so fired up. They're ready to give anything for such a leader. Really, they become very advanced, and they are also, not all of them, some extraordinary souls will become outstanding, and they will respond to your high quality of sevaka, servant leadership, by becoming even more servant than you can imagine. And with those people you can spread Krishna consciousness. You cannot really spread Krishna consciousness with a bunch of lazies, argumentative, who always, Srila Bhakti Rakshita Deva goes, Srila Bhakti Balabhtirtha Maharaj used to jokingly say, oh, there's 6 types of servants who never really want to do service. They always send you away. They do all kinds of excuses. He was making a joke. But you need real dedicated servants to establish a temple for Krishna consciousness. So you have to pray, Krishna, please send me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 real servants who really want to spread Krishna consciousness, who really want to practice what Srila Prabhupada gave to us. You see, Srila Prabhupada is the extraordinary example of dedication to his guru. Even criticized, no cooperation, whatever difficulty he had to go through, even being attacked by hippies, he just went ahead and did what he had to do. And he knew what he had to do because Krishna inspired him to open centers of Krishna consciousness in the Western world. He opened restaurants. In those restaurants, many times there were lectures at night. There was prasadam distribution, there were always the books, there was a book table, there was friendly devotee introducing people. Srila Prabhupada opened many self-sufficient farm community. At least that's what he attempted for, that the devotees live simple living, high thinking, good example. He opened the Bhaktivedanta Institute, so to preach in the universities and to challenge the atheistic scientists of evolutionists. Prabhupada was all pervadingly present. He even started a political party in God We Trust. He told his devotees, you should be the leaders of society. And of course he taught us how to cook, how to start a Krishna conscious family, how to become a renunciant, how to live a brahmachari life, how to become a bhakti shastri, how to study for other higher Vaishnava education. He taught us all about the holy dhams. He took us to the holy dhams. He made pilgrimage in the holy dhams with all his disciples. Prabhupada was always there for us, answering thousands of letters. You know, this is the thing, you know. You want to know how to spread Krishna consciousness, follow an example. Prabhupada, I think he wrote 16,000 letters. That's a good amount, and those letters are collected. You can buy the letter books where all the letters to all his disciples are printed out. Prabhupada was so dedicated to his movement, to his disciples, to the people, to the authorities. If anybody was worried about anything any devotee would do, Prabhupada would personally check in to see how to rectify the mistake or whatever. So Srila Prabhupada, he knows how to spread Krishna consciousness in the Western world. And if you really want to be successful, pray to him, honor him, and follow his example. And you will not be disheartened. You will not be, in other words, you will be successful, because he gave this to us. He showed this to us, how to behave in the different circumstances. And really taking responsibility, taking position. You know, devotees generally have the tendency, oh, don't give me a position, I'm so fallen, I'm so disqualified. But when the devotee, then the leader says, without you I cannot do it, please help me. Then some devotees, they say, okay, if you ask me that way, I can only say yes. Then I will try. I will try my level best. Because to do anything successfully, you need mercy. Only by the divine mercy of Srila Prabhupada are we able to get anything done. So in this way we are also offering this selection of conferences about how to open a temple in the Western world as an offering to the lotus feet of our Guru Varga. They have designed it, they have pointed out, go into the world and do something good for the world. Para dukkha dukhi. Be engaged to do good things for others. How? You have to figure it out. There's not an answer for everything in theory. You have to go and we have to see what to do, how to make it successful. With hard work, obviously. Some people are very lucky, things happen to come very easy to them, but we shouldn't look for the easy way. We should look for that way that Krishna wants, where we will work hard, give a good example, and try to help people to go back home, back to Godhead. That is our very, very hope, our life and soul. We cannot do anything but that. Srila Prabhupada was very merciful. He gave us that example, and he told us Prabhupada was always eager to open more centers. He sent his Grihastas, disciples, to go out and open centers. He sent his sannyasis out to open centers. He sent his brahmacharis out to preach everywhere, distribute books, or open temples as well. It is undoubtedly. Nobody can say, well, you say, how did Prabhupada open so many centers? Or how did Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur open so many temples? Because that was on his heart, on his mind. Let's do this. Let's take Krishna consciousness to every nook and corner, even to places where people have no idea. So they sent the first devotees to England, they sent devotees to America, they sent devotees to Myanmar, to the Buddhist places. Everywhere they would go and preach. And this way I also request you boldly, go and preach anywhere you want or you can. And like Srila Prabhupada said to one of his disciples, he said, you can open a temple anywhere in the world you want, but you're not allowed to close the place afterwards. That's the tough one. You open, very good, welcome, welcome, but do not close the place after. That is the greatest of the responsibility. In other words, a big task. In that spirit, I had to open Sao Paulo temple 19 times. Because 19 times it failed. Something went wrong, we lost the house, etc., etc. So, if you do it first time and it works, congratulations. If it doesn't work, don't mind. Try it again. Do it again. And if you have a difficulty on your own path, then go ahead, regardless what happens, because the mission has to be accomplished. That is the sweet will of Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all our Guru Varga. Thank you very much. Radhe Shyam. Om Vishnu Pad Brahman Jogacharya Sri Sattva Shri Srimad Sri Bhakti